Good evening, St. James family and friends. It is the day after our first time back on campus together yesterday, and after a new order from the city that has required us to consider wearing masks. And so for all the ones that were prepared at the church, this is the one that I found that I've really enjoyed wearing. But I wanted to just, again, take some time today to share with you some of the things that we experienced yesterday for those who came back on worship, and what we can expect at least again in another week or so as we go forward together. So again, we had our first weekend back for those who wanted to come back to campus for worship yesterday. It was our kind of our first phase one here of life back to this next new normal. But again, just to encourage us, we will be continuing online forever. This is now a regular part of our ministry. But for those of us who are there on campus, this is part of the traditional service. The choir members were distanced behind me with their masks on. As you can see, I had my mask on, but would lower it when we were behind the podium. Here's a picture in the contemporary service of all those in the congregation as we set up the chairs with some social distancing, and those wearing masks there as well. Yes, those who were in the congregation actually got on the screen too, so you may have seen them there. But just wanted to again go over a few of the things for those who will be coming to campus, again, particularly for Sunday mornings. Again, reminder as always, the online worship will be going forward there. But in this immediate time, we thank you for wearing masks and maintaining distancing. I know it's very difficult for us not to want to hug and touch each other and handshakes and everything when we come back. But it was really nice to see that we were willing to connect with each other, but still maintain that safety for everybody. Again, for those who will continue to be coming, we have the kind of the traffic flow is everybody will enter through the main sanctuary doors. We'll let folks gather outside the doors a little bit as we might need to for spacing, but went through the main sanctuary doors into the lobby, got checked in at the digital kiosks there. 3 different kiosks went very well for people to be checked in that way. Ushers guided folks directly to their seats, so you can just kind of indicate where you might want to sit. We were able to move chairs as we needed to, and then we flowed out the back doors, the exit doors that are the fire exit doors, kind of the side of the church, to maintain a good flow and separation between the 2 services. Again, we shortened the service time, so we had some time in between to do those. We filled it a little bit for those waiting online with the good old Father's Day jokes. Thank you for going through there. But it was a great weekend for the first time out there. Thank you for those who were willing to come. We had 60 or 70 in attendance at each of the services that were there. That was about what we were hoping for. We set up 80 chairs, so we're about right on for that one. We know that some will continue to come back as things go there. But again, for both of our services, we still had nearly 200 people online for each of those services there. So again, just great that we have all of these areas that we are worshiping together now as a congregation. So in this next phase here, particularly in this week, some of the things for being in worship in small groups is to just please wear masks around the campus. We made the decision on Saturday. Again, you've heard it throughout, hopefully, a lot of communications that we were going to requiring masks for our activities indoors. We will provide masks if you need them. And you will notice as well, just kind of one of the interesting things about worship, that those who are on stage do need to kind of present the singing and the talking. And so we were there with our masks on when we were standing or sitting, but then for the sake of singing and preaching, just kind of lowered them so that at least projection-wise, we could be heard a little bit better that way. But again, this came primarily out of the new executive order that was passed on Friday. That was enacted in Friday afternoon. Again, for us to be clear, that order says that it's for everybody who is in an indoor location but is not social distancing. And so we are actually better than that. We are social distancing, but we are also requiring masks. And so, you know, we had conversation through that, but just so that we're clear on what the order actually indicated, but what our decision is actually based upon is a little bit more than the order actually calls for. Some of this also came out of the United Methodist Conference. Again, we as part of this all together, we had some an epidemiologist from the University of Florida that shared some information, and other places as well. They're helping to guide the churches there. They sent out guidance for us on Thursday. Theirs was actually more strict than even what we went for. Again, indicating just the importance and the essential nature of masks, about protecting others around us. Again, the fact that the most contagious time for folks is either when we're pre-symptomatic or we might be asymptomatic. We might not yet be showing temperature yet if temperatures are taken. So masks prevent the spread from whoever might be carrying to others around us. Also, we were hearing from the epidemiologist, just singing and loud voice projection turn the droplets of it, not just spit, into an aerosol, kind of like a gas. And so that, again, is why they were kind of recommending even not singing. We kind of just shared as we were coming back to plan for this one, just how essential it was for those who are going to be on campus. Worship is made through our song as well. And so that is why we did both masks and social distancing. It is all about safety, but also to care for us who are there, to also be able to maintain just the essential nature of our worship that we have there as well. So just that is where we're going to be going forward in the near future until it's lifted by the city, or we decide as a church that we'll be wearing masks whenever we're inside on campus, whether small groups or in worship there, and maintaining social distancing as much as we're able to. We're doing some things, we've got the men's group coming up there. If you're going to be eating and things like that, of course, you can lower your masks for those things. But again, it's just kind of the safety that we're having there. We are looking forward to more and more of our groups who have been coming back to campus. But again, want to encourage everybody, again, getting outside our church walls. That's what we're supposed to be about. So I heard of one of our small groups. They took their group and went out to the beach and did their Bible study at the sunset on the beach. I mean, I don't know. Our facilities are beautiful, but that is a beautiful place to do some worship and Bible study there. Again, being out in our neighborhoods for them allows other people to experience them in a safe place as well. So whatever might work best for you. If you want to continue online, we'll be doing worship online. For your small groups online, we have the Zoom to be able to do that. For those who will be meeting, again, on campus, we'll be doing masks and social distancing. Particularly for worship, again, let me just offer for you some of the places we can continually use some help. Again, we have a lot of care for folks as they come into the church. We've been thinking like the Disney or Universal's level of how we are going to be helping our guests come in and get seated. So whether it's greeting at the doors and gathering with folks outside the doors, we handed masks out outside the doors. The more we do outside, the better. Our hospitality team did the handing out of masks. We do have a little bulletin or just something for folks to be able to receive there. The digital check-in stations, again, it's very easy to do, but our greeters will be the only one touching those screens. Ushers will be guiding folks directly to the chairs, our sanitizing team as well. And again, our tech teams are growing more and more. For any of these, if you can contact Leo Villanueva, again, we're just so thankful for all of his leadership in here, but his email address is there as well. So dear friends and family of St. James, that is our notice or kind of update for this week that we have been going through week by week. We're still doing this, but we're hoping this next phase will get us a little bit more back into at least some normal activity on campus, but doing so as safely as we're able to. So again, great to see you all. Pick out a great mask if you don't have one yet. Take care, y'all. God bless and be safe.